it's a positive film. It has heroes and villains, and that it essentially is a fun movie to watch. It's been a long time since people have been able to go to the movies and see a sort of straightforward, wholesome, fun adventure.
Well, it's a fantasy. It's not science fiction so much as it is space fantasy. And it's about people. It's finally about people and not finally about science.
The story, when you actually put it into words, is only so much nonsense to hang a great visual experience onto. It's the stuff that fairy tales are made of.
Sort of boiling down religion into a very basic concept. The fact that there is some deity or some power or some force that sort of controls our destiny works for good and also works for evil.
Marvellous, healthy innocence. Great pace, wonderful to look at, full of guts, nothing unpleasant. I mean, people go bang bang and people fall over and are dead. But, no horrors. A sort of wonderful freshness about it, kind of like a wonderful fresh air.
It's got whatever you want it to be. It's pure entertainment. It's like a roller coaster ride, and it can be interpreted as long as you enjoy it, which is the intention.
Hello and welcome back to Generation Skywalker. We're back with a committee. It's been a while since we've done a committee, but we are here. And you'll be wondering who will be joining me to make the decisions on this one. Well, we first of all have got someone that definitely looks smarter in pictures. Peter Lee, good evening, Pete.
Good evening, Stu. How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. All right. Looking forward to this. We always like a good committee.
Indeed. It's been a while.
What I will say is, Pete, I listened to an old committee the other day. There's a phrase that you repeat an awful lot, and I've just written it on my pad in front of me, okay? And
as soon as you say it tonight, bingo. As
soon as you say it tonight, I'm going to go woo woo woo, or something along that lines.
Every time.
We'll do it, yeah. We'll enjoy that.
I will.
Also,
look forward to that.
Yeah, you will. Also with me, I've got someone here that I've had bowel movements more attractive than him. It is Jez. Good evening, Jez. Hello? Jez? Is that new microphone not working?
No. I knew you were coming to me. Good evening, Stu. Good evening, Pete. Good evening, everyone.
What do you mean you knew I was coming to you?
Well, you were talking about bowel movements and stuff, and I was like, here you go, low blow straight away.
Okay, Jez, but at least you're here. The final person is someone that I envy everyone that hasn't met him. We've got Dan Burgess with us. Good evening, Dan.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Good. I'm good. So let's just have a quick reminder what a committee is. Now, a committee, we form a top 10 of a certain topic, anything to do with Star Wars. We throw out a few ideas, we create a list, and then we all vote. And from that vote, we compile our combined top 10. And then we discuss it. Now, tonight, we have decided we're going to toys and we're taking the very first 12 figures. So you haven't all got to come up with ideas here. I've put those 12 figures in a wheel spin thing, and we'll go through them one by one and just have a quick chat about them. Then we will vote and put these in order. Now, many of our listeners voted on this topic as well over on the We Are Generation Skywalker Facebook page. So they have got a list of 10 votes in this as well to see if that alters the vote. So, boys,
I'll just clarify something. If there's 12 figures and there's only 10 positions, what happens to the bottom two then? Do they get like relegated out of the?
So with a top 10, there can only be 10. Yeah, so they just won't be in it, Dan. So sometimes we've done stuff like what did I listen to the other day? The best one-on-one relationships in Star Wars, and we came up with 45, but we only did 10. Do you see?
I do, but there's only 12, and it just seems a bit. We should change things up a bit and do 12.
I don't. I just think 2 of them will not count down.
Okay.
So we'll just have a quick bet what we think's not going to be in the countdown.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know.
Dan, what do you reckon's not going to be in it?
What do I reckon? I'm going to be really controversial and say Han Solo original.
Okay. Jez, what do you think won't be in it?
Are you on crack? What? Why would you say that?
Let's get to it. We'll get to it.
Okay. Let's delve straight into it then. Okay, I've got my wheel here. I'm just going to spin it to see which figure we're going to discuss first, and it's massive, iconic. It's R2D2. What have we got? R2.
I think when I was a kid, I mean, I've got to look at this from 3 points of view, right? Screen accuracy, play value as a child, and the nostalgic value today. And it is a good figure, and it's obviously primitive in terms of compared about what they do today. But it can do all sorts of things. You can pretend he's bleeping and click his head and turn him into a little cannon with his little hole in his bottom bit, and yeah, he's cool.
The most important character in the original trilogy. Vital.
From that point of view.
He's the best of the 3 R2D2 figures for me, and he's the original one. So I think that goes a long way. And 100%, I think it is the Star Wars First 12 card back for R2D2 is probably the most striking of all the card backs.
He's all been polished up.
It's just a lovely image. They've just nailed that one, haven't they?
Yeah.
Pete, Jez, thoughts on this one?
It's good. It's action figure. I didn't realise, that Dan was breaking us down into screen accuracy, play value and nostalgia. For me, I'm looking at this from an action figure point of view, because we haven't decided that in advance, have we? So nostalgia for me, unfortunately, kind of plays a little part in this, but I'm mainly thinking about play value and action figures. And R2's definitely got a part because, as you say, huge factor in the movie. So he's in there. He's in the top 10. I'm not going to give it much more than that now.
Okay. Pete?
Yeah, no, I think he's in the top 10 as well. It is a classic one. Shiny dome, clicky head. And yeah, like you say, that card back is great. Where's that image from? Is that the awards medal ceremony? It is, isn't it, I think?
Yeah.
I've got a shiny dome and a clicky head. So I'm in your top 10, am I, Dan?
Fine. This is a family-friendly podcast, Jez. You can't go on about your shiny dome, okay?
I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah,
I was thinking about my head.
Because every time I'm in room with you, you always go on about your shiny dome.
Oh my goodness!
Chase me around the room with it.
Have you got a pop-up saber?
Yeah, he's a absolute pervert. What I love about Pete and Jez, they're just going, I think this is a top 10 figure. There's only 12, so
yeah, it's not 3PO. Whoops.
I love 3PO. Right, okay, let's move on. R2D2, everyone's favourite. And talking of 3PO, it is 3PO next. So what's your problem with 3PO, Jez?
Right, so 3PO, if you think about it, did nothing in A New Hope or Empire Strikes Back and only redeemed himself in the Ewok village thanks to Luke. You didn't actually need 3PO to be in A New Hope, and therefore I don't need him when I'm playing and I'm limited from 12 figures down to 10.
I argue that. I'm going to argue that point.
Yeah, and that is your right to be wrong. And the thing is, all these other things, R2D2, massively important. Secret plans, doing this, something about flying in the X-Wing, opening this door, opening that door, trash compactor. 3PO was acting as a translator for R2. Why? People can talk to R2, and R2 can understand what people say anyway, because people will talk to R2 and he does it. So you only need 3PO to translate the other way. They could have found a workaround from a 3PO point of view. In Empire, he got himself blown up. He was just pretty ridiculous, really. So 3PO in A New Hope was just a bit of a bitch.
Doesn't he talk Luke into purchasing?
Yeah.
Well, again, right? If 3PO wasn't there, R5 would have still blown up. R2 would have still gone boo 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 boo, and then Uncle Owen would have gone yeah, actually, let's just get that blue one. We don't know, right? But 3PO is just like, and you know, so the next day when R2 had done one, going to find Ben, Luke would have just rocked up and gone, he's done one, I'm going to go and find him. I don't think really C3PO did much.
Doesn't he talk to Luke on the comlink and shut down the trash compactors?
Yeah, but Luke could have just said R2. Luke could have just said R2, shut down the trash compactors, because actually, who did shut down the trash compactors? R2. So it's just like a middleman. Cut out the middleman.
He would have had trouble holding the comlink, though, wouldn't he?
Hey, have you seen how many sort of points of contact R2's got within his shell? He can do all sorts of stuff. In the prequels, he was flying.
Can I shut this argument down?
You can try.
C3PO translates for R2D2. The only time Luke can ever talk to him is when he's in the cockpit of the X-Wing and it's all coming up on his display. Other than that, he hasn't got a clue what R2D2 is saying. If C3PO had been in The Force Awakens, we wouldn't have to suffer bullshit with Rey talking droid and understanding every beep and blop that BB-8 says. So he does serve a very good purpose, so we don't have to suffer.
Rey seems to understand everything. Rey understands Wookiee, so that's a flawed argument.
Who understands Wookiee?
Rey understands Wookiee.
He understands everything.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a flawed argument. My point is, this is down to nostalgia. I've not got much with it because I got nostalgia for all the figures. Not 3PO though, because he's just a bit of a. He's just action figures, and so yeah.
Probably my least favourite card back from the 12. It's the image of when he's in the room, isn't it?
Yeah.
You lot are insane. It's a I can't even say it. Met-Vacalize figure. You don't even get those anymore. And
you know why?
It's a fantastic sculpt. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I still think it's one of the best 3POs they've done to this day.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a top 10 figure.
Off and put it in a bag with every C3PO they've ever made, and you have to put them out in order of manufacture. That one would not be in 1977. You'd think it was one of the pieces of crap they're bringing out today.
Yeah. Have you got many carded, Dan?
I've got one carded.
Oh, don't like it that much, then.
But it's better. I'm not saying it's the best figure. I'm not saying I think you're going to relegate it by the sounds of it, Jez. I think.
Well, I don't think I'll get the chance. But I'm just saying, when I was driving along earlier on and thinking about which two are in my bottom two, I don't need to say any more.
Okay. Well, we seem to be made to suffer. It's our lot in life. Let's move on. Well, from one he hates to one he likes to run as, we've got the Stormtrooper. Now, recently on Our Modern Way, Dan seems to think the new 4-inch figures are the same height as this. Stormtrooper, Pete?
Yeah, one of my faves. I think it's brilliant. Love the sculpt. Real nostalgia kick on this one. And I think just going to the card back early, but on that red background, it just absolutely pings across all. Looking at all of the card, I got all 4 card backs, 5 card backs on. It just looks brilliant. No movable head though, but I think it works.
Didn't need it though, did it? I loved this figure as a kid.
Yeah, I think if it had a movable head, it would just wouldn't work as well because it's just a really good sculpt for a Stormtrooper. Again, I don't think they got anywhere close. Until I think they've done a few good ones now, but it took them a long time to get anywhere near as good as this one.
The Stormtrooper, was it the Rogue One Stormtrooper? One of them was brilliant in recent times.
That was a good one. I think as a kid on the Stormtrooper, you just wanted loads because you just had the Millennium Falcon box, like the Empire, the Palitoy Empire, that logo, that image, of the Falcon just is just legendary, and you just wanted more. Give me more Stormtroopers.
We had 2 Stormtroopers. Does anyone have more?
Yeah, I've got, as a kid, when I found my collection in the loft, I had 3 Stormtroopers with weapons.
Nice.
And you had a massive transporter to put them all in.
I did. Yeah.
Dan, like the Stormtrooper?
No, top tier for me. He's one of the only probably 3 or 4 figures that never got remade or any sort of variant made of. Superb figure. I think even like when we've seen him a few times. I think Dave had one in his shop. When you've got the 1-to-1 scale versions of it when they blow them up big. Impressive, if you stood it up against real Stormtrooper armor, it's brilliant sculpt. in terms of the accuracy, like the plating on the armor and the separation of it. It's really clever what they did even back then. All the detail on the back of it. It's got the thermal detonator. He's got the 011 on the back. They really went to town on that one.
Well, I think he's well loved amongst our troopers here. Okay. Oh, Peter Lee's favourite. I know for a fact. Ben Kenobi.
Why is he my favourite?
Because you always go to me, I'm a little bit like Ben when you've like had a drink.
Do I?
Ben Kenobi then. I mean, this was my least favourite figure as a child. Didn't really play with it much.
Yeah. There's not that much to say. It's a good sculpt. I like it. I think I always thought the robe was quite weird underneath the sort of the cape. He always seemed to sort of have flares on, it looks like. But I think it's pretty good. Comes in 2 different hair colours, isn't he? Grey and white.
Yeah, definitely some. I think I quite like the card. I mean, as a figure, I much appreciate now.
It changes as well. The photo doesn't the photo art change at some stage?
Yeah.
I remember Dan. You pointed out he's got some sort of
Weird
manky hand going on in the Jedi variation.
Yeah, I like it. I think he's a good figure. He's not. I'm not going to wave a flag for it. It's okay. An old man with a lightsaber. It's good if you want someone to fight Darth Vader and you haven't got a Luke.
Yeah, it's a good head sculpt for the time. He's available on all carbacks as well.
Oh, what do you think about it, Stu?
Yeah. Oh, a nice figure.
I think of all the 3 with the sabers, it's the worst, but it's still a good figure. I agree. It's just like, well, he was an old man, and it didn't just seem as cool. And it is weird that you've got those weird sort of funky flared trousers underneath. Yeah, it's all right. 3PO.
You're gonna have real problems deciding who to put in your 10, Jez.
I've
You'll be
got
like,
them
I've only
written
got
down.
6.
I'm happy.
Okay. Oh, everybody's favourite Wookiee, Chewbacca. Chewy. I love this figure. I loved it as a child. It's one big lump of plastic. Hardly moves.
But it is great. It's iconic. You get a lot of bang for your buck. The face, I think the face is really good. I like the bandolier in and out, a little bit hidden by some fur in places. And its weapon, the bowcaster, I think is brilliant. No issues like trying to get it in the hand, and it doesn't drop its weapon, does it? I think there's a lot you can do with this figure, and much respect. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's one of the best weapons in the whole line, isn't it? I reckon. Sort of like I remember sort of putting that on as a kid, and getting fur to look that good in that early sculpt wouldn't have been easy, would it?
We spoke about it before. They still can't get it. They haven't. I think it was marked way back when, on a modern way, when we were looking at the best Chewbaccas at the end of the show, and he picked out the vintage one, and no one could come up with anything else because they all look horrendous. Hot Toys haven't even managed to pull it off yet.
It's the head they never get right, isn't it? It's the
muzzle on his face. It's just they just can't get it.
Get the shape of it right, yeah.
But this one, he's got a brilliant expression on his face. He's got his teeth out. He's got those Peter Mayhew's piercing blue eyes, and it just a really good figure. Yeah,
I remember when they started. Gentle Giant brought the Jumbo line out. I saw this in Forbidden Planet, and I remember seeing that as one of the ones that got my interest back into the whole vintage world. Seeing that as a sort of, it just blew me away. Seeing that in the sort of 12-inch version of the vintage figure.
Did you buy it?
I didn't. I was in America at the time, so I thought, no, that's a bit too big. But just going on those jumbos, the ones that are non-humans look amazing. They couldn't do the human faces didn't look right, but the non-human ones like the Chewie and the droids and the Stormtrooper look amazing. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, I think it's a great figure.
Yeah, I think he might do well in this.
Ticking all the boxes, isn't it?
He is. You look a bit like Chewbacca, Jez, from the neck down.
Okay. All right then.
Han Solo. So what's your problem with it, Dan?
Are we talking big head or small head?
Either or. We
the
had
big,
small
big
head.
head Han was part of the one I had as a kid, and even as like a 5-year-old, I thought it looked. I had to think, who the hell is this? Who is this?
Which one did you have?
The big head one.
Right, we're the small head.
Who's this person with no chin? and a massive hair, and just didn't look like Harrison Ford one bit. He just looks like some drunk bloke down the pub. He's even got the bend in his arm so he can hold his pint, and he's just aggravates me. I think he's the worst Han Solo by far. Yeah, people moan about the Han Solo in Carbonite being a bad figure, but for me, it's not a great figure.
No, but I think small head Han is quite good. Big head Han is awful, and I didn't know about that. I didn't even realize there was a big head Han until I got back into it in the 90s collecting. I wasn't aware there was a big head variation, but small head, it just fits better with the line. I can't believe someone made a call to think that didn't fit in with the line, and this new sculpt will improve it. It's just bizarre. It looks awful.
It looked more like Harrison Ford, didn't it? The small head.
Yeah, I agree with that. I didn't know about the small head until I got back into collecting. So
bizarre.
It's crazy. So I didn't know about the big head till I got back into collecting. Yes. Which one didn't you know about?
Well, you speak about not having a chin. I've got my chin on the floor, Dan, because you're so wrong. So if you're saying that the small head one is pretty great, then why don't you give it a little bit more love?
Because the one that I had as a kid was the big head Han.
Yeah, but we're not on about your top 10 ones.
In my head, when I think, if you said to me out of nowhere and said vintage Han Solo original, I think of the big head Han. I don't think of that little one.
All right. So what if I said to you top 12, and when you think about the Han after Pinhead Han, what would you say then?
Yeah, but we're not playing that, are we? I will be all night with all the variations.
Well, not really. But anyway, so if I was just being that particular though, so if we said, right, we're not going to be here all night, and tell me what you think about the little head Han. Yeah, sounds like you quite like it.
A bit more. Yeah, it'd be kind of mid-table.
All right then. So keep that in mind when we vote later on. So what I'm saying to you is, when people look at this and go, "Who the hell's this figure?" I mean, quite clearly, you just look at the outfit for a start. You could have Greedo's head on that figure, and I'll look at the outfit and go, Han Solo, brilliant. And what I really like about this is what Dan referred to as the pint arm, because that is the sort of, I've got my weapon drawn. All of the others, they've got straight arms, and a lot of this like single arm shooting business, the straight arms with the lightsaber, it's just all cack-handed. It just doesn't work. Whereas Han's one is probably the best from a shooting point of view. You could have him sort of sat down in some sort of makeshift cantina, shooting Greedo straight away, because he's got his hand like shooting away. Stood up there, just drawing his weapon. That is a weapon from your low slung holster, shooting away. So for me, action wise, that was great. That's Han Solo, and it's the actual sculpt and everything. That's screen accurate, nostalgia, playability. Yeah, he's up there. He is definitely up there, and I think because of the bent arm, is up very near the top, if not the top.
The coolest ship in all the toy range.
Yeah.
You need the pilot. And Dan, can I ask you? This is a serious question. Okay, and I'm not making a judgment on you or anything, but do you feel like your head's a bit big for your body?
Not particularly.
Also on this one, a brilliant card back again. That proper action pose under the falcon. Love it. He's a hero. Well, Han has split the camp here, and one of my favourites, the Tuscan Raider, or Sand People is on the card, which was a really weird thing where it says people.
Yeah.
Anyone got an understanding of that? Why they use that?
No. Is it Sand Person or is he Sand Peoples? I don't know.
It's just says Sand People on the card.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's confusing, knowing it when you try and describe it. You want to write it down. Do you call it a Sand Person or do you call it Sand People?
Well, you wouldn't call people on one person, would you? It's just really weird.
I'm just going from the card back.
Don't get out. Why are you attacking me?
Attacking you? You'll know it if I attack you, son.
Can everyone calm down a little bit? I think this was just the original stab from a D&I point of view, and not assuming genders and everything like that. He's got the right to be called whatever they want. Really?
Yeah.
40 years ahead of the curve.
That's right.
Fair enough. 50 years.
It's quality figure though. It is really good. I think to Pete's point, the non-human characters, the face sculpts on these early figures were really good for the time. And the Tuscan Raiders are a great example of that. It looks brilliant. Even the vinyl cape just works.
Yeah,
I think it's a difficult one to beat here.
I think it's really, really good. I agree. I think the only thing for me, the limiting factor on this is when you've got characters, figures, which are only in a couple of scenes, that limits then not your play imagination. I don't want anyone sort of out at me that I haven't got the imagination, but if you're recreating stuff from the films, you can look at Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, R2, Vader, Stormtroopers, and all these characters who are throughout the movies, whereas the Sand People are just at the beginning. So for me,
you've got no imagination, Jez. You've got no imagination. You can throw anything into any situation when you're 4 years old.
So it limits an element of replayability, replaying the movie. But I think it's a great figure. It's grown on me over the years. But if I was there in a shop and it was a case of, I've got, say, a Tusken and a Stormtrooper to pick, something like the Stormtrooper or a figure which is a reoccurring character, I will pick up almost every time as a child.
I thought you'd like the Sand People because they knock out C-3PO.
That is true. That's a great point. He's escalated to number one. So, yeah.
I love him. One of my favourites. Favourites. If there was a Bantha, this would just be like, everyone would just be like, oh my God, there's a Bantha. Oh, Bantha. Oh, Bantha. Like that, wouldn't they?
Does get overlooked though, doesn't he? Does anyone? You probably know. You've probably interviewed him in the past, but does anyone that Focus collects Sand People?
There used to be someone.
That really many people talking about it. It's a bit underrated.
Yeah, should we start up a collective one, like collective Focus?
Yeah,
I love it. I just love it. I remember reading Kenobi just before Disney took over, John Jackson Miller book. That's set on Tatooine, and that is about Kenobi trying to help the Tusken Raiders, and you kind of like, because they were always just like savages, weren't they? In A New Hope, you just thought, oh, what the hell are these? But it gave them a bit of a backstory and a bit of a life before you saw the rest of them really on screen. I love them. On that, that's the winner.
Good card back as well. Didn't mention the card back.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Strong figure. That.
Here we go then. Death Squad Commander.
You're just gonna put in the sound effects of a toilet flushing.
See, that's rude. But I do feel that this should have been the Rebel Trooper.
Yeah.
Really. I feel like, you needed something to fight the Stormtroopers with. But I like it. I like his helmet.
Well, surely, I think they were planning on doing that at some stage. Why they never got to it, I don't know. But I guess they had the sculpt for Rebel Trooper, didn't they?
Maybe it was a proportion thing. If you look at the 12, otherwise you'd have 8 goodies, 2 Imperials, and then a Jawa and a Sand person. So people might think, there's too many good guys. So they're like, okay, let's get rid of a Rebel Trooper, chuck in another one. I think maybe an Imperial Gunner would have been a better option. But yeah, what else could they chuck in?
I like him. I think he's underrated as part. I think he's got a part to play in the first 12. And it just screams. It screams that era. It screams the vintage sculpts. It just fits in so well. It looks amazing on the card backs, and when you go to the Empire and Jedi card backs, it just looks even better with that sort of flash of red in the titles.
I think you're right. I think it screams it. I think it should have been a TIE fighter pilot, but when you look at the TIE fighter pilot, there's no way that sculpt, which is awesome, could have been pulled off then, because the TIE fighter pilot is so much more advanced than the first 12. So that's what it should have been. So it's probably a placeholder in place of TIE fighter pilot.
You can get him with disco boots as well if you want.
So can you explain the disco boots, Pete?
Isn't it a different mould? He gets like the shoes. He's got a bigger heel on him.
It's got more of a Cuban heel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's very little difference. But there is a big variation that people go a bit crazy for.
Do you ever wear a Cuban heel, Pete, being 5'3"? No?
I don't, no. I think I should look into it.
Listen to Lofty, Pete. Listen to Lofty.
I was going to say. Lofty, that's brilliant.
Oh, dear. Okay.
We could get some for Farthest From. We could all wear them.
Definitely. Well, Joe, what? There's 4 big hitters still on this list, and we've got Vader. Vader. I mean, it is a great, great figure. It's a great, great card back. The only thing I will say, as a kid, if you ever took his cape off or misplaced his cape, I always thought it was a bit skinny.
Yeah, there's a few of the characters a bit like. I mean, that's one of the problems with Han Solo. Jesse's a bit scrawny, but yeah, Darth Vader for definite. You know, Dave Prowse, world-class bodybuilder, and then you've got this skinny little figure. Same with Obi-Wan, he's a bit scrawny as well. But yeah, I think the figure, I think it's again the sculpt on the face. I think they've done a great job on that, considering the scale as well. I wish they'd given him a bit more heft though, like you say, if he'd have been a bit.
Just made him, even if they just made him like taller, so he kind of dominated the other figures. Just needed that little bit more.
Is he as tall as Chewie? I haven't got.
I'd pull him out of cabinets, but I can't be asked.
Yeah, no.
I'll get slaughtered again for measuring figures. And you'll take a piss out.
I think he's so. I've got my cabinet up on the right there. If they're standing on the same sort of level, I think he's very slightly taller than him.
Yeah, that's probably the same in reality, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So they went back to the original image on the Power of the Force card. I noticed the other day when I was looking at this.
Yeah.
So I've got my 2 in front of me. They're on different stands, but stands, they're the same height. So I'm looking at this now, and it looks like Vader is about a mil taller than Chewie on mine.
Oh wow!
Let me just put them on this flat stand here, and I reckon Vader's about a mil taller than Chewie, possibly. I think you're right, Dan. When he's not in his cloak, he looks a bit weird. However, tell me, I like Star Wars, but clearly I've not seen it as much as you. What scenes does Vader not have his cape on? When we're there,
Are you just talking the first Star Wars?
Yeah.
No, not in the original. He's in the Empire Strikes Back. He's got his cape off when he's in his little meditation.
He's doing his meditation bits, but I'm just saying, from a Star Wars point of view, I like it. I think it is a good figure. I agree that legs are a little bit scrawny and stuff like that, but I think of the sabered figures, he's probably the best one.
Yeah, and to think again, it's another one that went the whole way through. They didn't decide to do, different versions of him. Not that there's much you can change, but even if they upgraded the sculpt or gave him a removable helmet or something, the fact he stayed the same the whole way through, and he fitted in with the rest of the line is.
Yeah, I think any sort of wider or chubbier, he wouldn't have matched. He would have just looked weird. I think. I don't know. It's hard to say, isn't it? We just don't know, but it matches the line. Matches that first 12 certainly. Where are you up to on your focus, Dan? On carded Vaders.
Oh, I've scaled it back a bit, but I've still got the main ones. I've got the Letty and the Power of Force and the Harbour and the Palatoy. Yeah, I'm not going for every single version of him now.
The Power of the Force card back's lovely. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Let's spin it. Vader. Oh, we've got Luke Skywalker. Popular figure when I was young. Well used. Everyone like this one?
It's the rookie figure, isn't it? It's the one that's the number 1 figure. It's the original figure, and you've got to love it for that, if nothing else. But it's not a go-to figure for me. I think that there's a couple of things that let it down. It's a shame he can't hold a gun. That's a massive miss. I just don't think it's great for that fact. It was on the original line. It's kind of the poster boy, isn't he, Luke? But yeah, I don't. It's not in my top 2. That's for sure.
Just before we move on, I know this hasn't got anything to do with the actual figure, but me and Dan were chatting on the phone the other day. Dan, now we're talking Luke Skywalker. Tell Jez and Pete what your first ever line to Emma was.
Go on. I don't know. Tell me what it was.
When I look at you, I feel I need to give myself a Han Solo.
Oh my lord!
Well done.
I was a bit forward.
What's up with that, Luke? Why is he? Why has his hand got no paint on it?
Which Luke? The one I'm showing on the camera?
Yeah, it's got no paint.
So this is my original. This is the first figure I ever opened as a kid. So this is my original Luke. Yeah, And you're right, his hand is not got much paint on it at all. And the saber is long gone, right? However, in his left hand, he can hold a blaster, which belongs to his friend the Stormtrooper, which is just denying. It's taken away your comment of he can't hold a weapon. He can.
Yeah, but he can't fire straight because he's not left-handed.
He uses the Force. That's how the Force works.
Oh dear. Well done, Jez.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna put this gun back with the Stormtrooper because otherwise it'll all get mixed up and I'll be upset.
Oh, is that because he didn't come with a gun, Jez?
No, he came with a saber, but I lost that years ago.
What colour hair? What colour hair has he got?
It's brown.
Oh, he's a little brown one.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Have you two ever heard Dan's second line ever to Emma? He said to her, "I'm like Luke after Bespin looking for a hand job, baby." Yeah.
Yeah. So should we get back to this figure then? There's Dan's thing, the nostalgia, the screen accuracy, the playability and stuff. Yeah, of course. It was the first one that a lot of people would have wanted. He was the hero, person everyone wanted to aspire to. I just find it disappointing that it came with a yellow saber. Yeah, I think that's a point against, really. And there's all sorts of conjecture and thoughts on the whole yellow saber business, obviously. But yeah, it's a great figure. And but for me, still, all of the sabered figures, I think I've got a slight issue with. I think I prefer the latter sabered figures, which had separate saber which they could hold in their hand. I like the sort of novel idea of it appearing out of the arm, but whilst we talk about it, I always used to break off the tips as a kid because I was like, well, you either want the lightsaber on or off. Why would I want this tip coming out of the edge of it? So it makes me shudder now, but I cut off all my tips straight away.
Yeah.
Do
you still do that now?
I don't cut off my tips now.
I did think though, when I was I thought it was like a little bit of plastic left over off the mold or something and pulled it off. I just didn't have a clue back then. There you go.
What a card back as well. One of the most iconic card backs. One of the most iconic
card back. He's a good one.
Yeah. Even the Gunner card back is good.
It is a good yeah. Do you want to tell them what your third thing you ever said to Emma was, Dan, before we move on?
Do you want to meet my prick mate, Stuart?
Unlike Han Solo, I never shoot first. Right, okay. Let's move it on. Now it's such a brilliant figure. With or without his cloak, we've got the noble Jawa. Oh, what a little man. Anybody?
I really like him. I think I do prefer the vinyl cape. It's normally like the one that's rarer, isn't normally as good as the more common one. But I think they made a mistake switching to that cloth cape because you miss all the detail that's underneath that great big cloth cape when he's wearing one, because it's a really detailed.
Really, I think he looks beautiful in the cloth cape.
Yeah, I agree. I think both. I think we got the best of both worlds, didn't we? We got both. So I think it just looks so iconic on both when you just have them both together.
I do like them both, but it's just a shame that they couldn't do more with that cloth cape to reveal what was underneath after all the effort of sculpting it, because third world problems.
Yeah, one of my favourites. I think I love the card back. Love the figure. I quite like it. I even enjoy the figure when it's not got a cloak on. We used to have two of these, one with a cloth cape, one which was just naked, and I thought that's how it was meant to be. Jez, like the Jawa?
Yeah, size matters not with this little fella. I do like him. I do. He's got the same limiting factor as Sand People with regards to, he's only in a few scenes. That said, brilliant figure. Like it a lot. I wouldn't have him in a Death Star.
Did you have all these figures, Jez?
I didn't. I don't think I had a Jawa. And let's have a little look. What have I got from the first 12 still? Because I did sell off loads of my figures as a kid, and I was surprised when I found these in my loft. So when I'm looking at the kids one, what have I got? I've got Luke Skywalker. I know I had Han. Han was the second one I bought. So Luke, Han, Chewie, Leia, I've got there on that shelf. and I've got Vader playing the Stormtroopers and a Death Squad commander. So I think from the first 12 point of view, I can't remember having the droids.
So when you were replaying Star Wars with all your action figures and you didn't have the droids, how did you get through the film?
Well, I was mainly like into like shooting and being heroic.
Exactly. That's why you bring the Jawa and the Sand person in. They could be R2D2 and C3PO for you.
Oh right. Yeah. So I'm. It's funny now. I'm looking at my original ones, and I don't have the ones which I like the least. Oh, actually, I do. There's one of them, but never mind. It's all good. It's amazing. Star Wars.
Well,
We've got one left, haven't we?
That leaves us just one, and it is the beautiful Leia. Now, I mean, I used to love playing with Leia when I was a kid.
Bet you did.
And actually, I used to often take toys into the bar for me and have Olympics, and she was often the swimming champion. So she had a lot going for her. Did you boys enjoy her as a kid?
Yeah, really good figure. I think, out of all of the human-faced characters, she's probably the best one in terms of appearance with the buns and all of that, and what she's wearing. I think she's probably the closest to Princess Leia on screen. Not to Princess Leia, but to her actual character on screen.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Pete, like a bit of Leia?
Yeah, indeed. One of the best figures there is. I think it just absolutely stands out, doesn't it? Brilliant sculpt, that sort of brilliant, almost pearlescent white outfit, and the face sculpt is good.
I love the fact she's got these white trousers on as well, kind of like.
Yeah, brilliant. And going to the card backs as well. I think that on the later card backs, on the Empire and the Jedi card backs, it's Empire especially. I think it just absolutely pings with that red as well. Just brilliant.
Yeah, great figure. Another one that doesn't change. Although we've had lots of what a comment. Right, okay, we'll scrap that one because we know there's been about 5 or 6 layers. Does she rate as the number 1 layer figure?
No, it's Leia Hoth. I already told you that.
Oh, there's some good layer figures, isn't there? Leia Hoth, Boosh is good, Bespin's good, but I don't think any of them, none of them lace her.
Leia Hoth is the worst Leia figure. But my thoughts on this one, probably one of the last figures I bought, because I don't think I can't recall her being very easy to get hold of in the shops. I can't recall her being sort of a peg warmer at all. And I remember seeing her towards the end of my collecting. So I do think she was one of the last ones I got. And she's probably the cleanest, the mintest figure I have, possibly because I didn't play with her as much as some of the others.
So it's interesting. So obviously I was too young to be having these original toys, but obviously I had them handed down from my brother. My brother had all of the first 21.
Nice.
And with a couple of doubles in there. I never hear anybody locally to me like say, "Oh, they were hard to come by."
Yeah, they were definitely. I mean, so for me, white Bespin Guard was like the rarest figure for ages. Then my friend, new neighbour Tony Thompson had one, and I was like, "Oh my god, Tony got one of these!" And I thought he was, I thought he was the coolest guy around.
It's funny because over the years, I've bought when I bought collections up, when I've gone on eBay or Gumtree or wherever, and I bought up collections. There's so many figures that I've had over and over again, and there's just certain ones that I've never picked up in loose collection. I mean, I've picked up 2 sets of the last 17 over the years. Not from collectors, just out of what people have pulled out of their attics. But I've never got a Leia Organa ever.
Really? No, I think I think they would have reduced the numbers, wouldn't they, as it went through the line and other layers were introduced. And then you've got, I guess, the last 17 were the last to be out there, so they're going to have the best chance of survival. But they definitely, given the price of the Jedi card back is rarer than the Star Wars card back for Leia original, isn't she? And the Tri-Logo is expensive, so it just must have been really short packed in that later era.
Well, that is all 12 figures, boys. So we are going to take a break, and we're going to rank them. So if you boys could all I won't send you the lists because I think you know the 12. But if you can just send me your 1 to 10s in order, and we can come back after the break.
I've sent you my 1 to 12.
I don't want your 1 to 12, Nancy. This is your problem, isn't it? You think I'm just going to do my own thing.
Yeah. It's in your inbox.
I've got it. Got it on my screen. Wow, that's interesting. Surprised at that.
Star Wars. You and your children loved it. Now the Earthlings at Kenner have asked my associate and me to present the Star Wars collection. Truly remarkable toys and games for your children. What are you so excited about now? My goodness, the Star Wars TIE Fighter and X-Wing fighter. Now your children can relive our great space battles or collect our wonderful Star Wars companions with Kenner's Star Wars action figures. R2, it's a little you. Kenner's new radio-controlled R2-D2 anyone can command. The Star Wars land speeder that moves like it's floating. And here's Kenner's Death Star space station, 4 floors of action. A trash compactor, too. Listen, R2. That's the Star Wars electronic laser battle, a game of speed, reflex, and reaction. These and other toys and games in Kenner's Star Wars collection are sold separately. Batteries are not included. May the Force be with you and your children.
Right, so everyone has now voted. So like I said, all 4 of us have had a vote on this. We've listed our 1 to 10. 10 points going to your number 1s. So far down, in your 10th will get 1 point. And obviously the listeners list as well. So let's get in to that countdown.
I love democracy.
I am not a committee!
Order! We shall have order!
I was not elected to watch my people suffer and die while you discuss this invasion in a committee.
My allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy!
This is outrageous. I object. Order!
And in 10th, I'm coming to you, Pete. It is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He just squeaked it. He's a classic. Has to be in there. He's a great Scot.
It's your line that I said at the beginning. It's a classic.
I did quite well to get to this
Whenever
stage.
you do the countdowns, you always start with "It's a classic," and it's like I never noticed it until today.
Well, it's Ben. It's Ben in the top 12, in the top 10. It is. It's a classic moment, isn't it? So yeah, he's slightly unremarkable, but it's a great sculpt. I think it really works for this figure. I think the robes kind of work. The vinyl cape sort of works, and you can get him with grey or white hair. And yeah, I'm pleased he's come in at number 10.
He's come in at number 10. Well, there's only 12 people that could have been in it. So yeah, let's not celebrate him too much. Number 9 then. I'm coming to you, Jez. Han Solo.
Staggered. Absolutely staggered. Well, Han Solo, absolutely staggered. But what a class figure. Should have been higher up. Clearly there's some tactical voting going on, or people not appreciating talent and craftsmanship. But no, wonderful figure, action figure extraordinaire, and he's even got the bent arm for the quick draw. What a figure.
I love the way you say it's tactical voting. I was quite clear on my thoughts on that figure. And that's as you're disappointed that he's in 8th. I'm even more disappointed he's even in the top 10.
Right, I got a second. First of all, he's in 9th and not 8th. And I can't understand your disappointment. Anyway, we've been round this. Your tactic was you didn't want him in the top 10, and said hence your tactical vote. So
I was going to put your mind to say, oh yeah, he's number 1 then. Hold on.
No, but
it's a top 10.
Respect where it's due. Anyway, we digress. Surprised, shocked. What did the listeners think of Han?
We'll get onto that at the end.
Okay? Oh right, okay,
get onto
marvelous.
that at the end.
Marvelous.
Because
so is this our scoring, or is this including listeners' scores as well?
It includes the listeners' scores.
Okay, so it's not just
interesting.
Still staggered. Wonderful figure. One of my favourites. So sorry, Han, you missed out, but I love you.
Well, number 8th, I'm coming to you, Dan. It's R2D2.
Yeah, I don't think there's any surprises there. Is there? A bit kind of a. I don't think he's unless you're a focus collector of R2. I don't think he's anyone's favourite, but he's a handy little droid to have around. Yeah, great figure, classic. There's not much more to say, is there? He's just R2D2. He's not. He's 2 legs and a spinny head.
Okie dokie. 7. Okay then, number 7. We're coming back to Jez. It's Chewbacca.
Wow.
I'm absolutely staggered with these, but Chewbacca, one of the most iconic figures. Regardless of whether or not you're a parent or someone who's never seen Star Wars before, you see Chewbacca and you're like, wow, that's a Star Wars figure. It's a brilliant sculpt. We all said that we loved it. Everything about this figure, the weapon, the fur, the expression, the piercing eyes, the bandolier, it's a top tier, first class figure, which is easily a top 5. But you never know. This is how the committees work. And interesting, but great figure, Chewbacca. Love it. And an awesome card back.
Over to you, Dan, for number 6. It is the Jawa.
Wow, yeah, great figure. Like we said, he's a great figure. Whether he's got a vinyl cape or a cloth cape, yeah, just fantastic sculpt. Yeah, little dude, pretty cool. Can substitute him as R2D2 if you didn't have one of him as a kid. Love him. Bless his cotton socks.
So that is 10 down to 6 then. Obi-Wan Kenobi in 10th, Han Solo 9, R2D2 8, Chewbacca 7, Jawa 6. Let's get into our top 5 then. And 5. Coming to you, Pete. 5th is Luke Skywalker.
Oh, surprising. I thought this would be higher. Yeah, well, it's just a brilliant one. It's where it all started. It's the size where didn't Bernie Loomis use this as the sort of the size of the hero between the thumb and forefinger? It's probably the simplest of the first 12, but it's just so effective. There's no mistaking who that is meant to be. It's great. Brilliant sculpt as well.
It's a classic, isn't it?
It is an absolute classic, Stu.
Number 4 then, we're coming to you, Dan. It is Darth Vader.
Oh yeah, he was in my top 3. You know, great figure. One of the only figures to make his way through the entire vintage line without any changes. I love him. I think he's a great figure. Could do with being bulked out a bit more. He's a bit skinny without his cape on, but yeah, he's definitely in the top tier.
You said you had him in the top 3. You put him 4th.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a top 3 though. Number 3 then, Jez, I'm coming to you, is the Tusken Raider. Sand People.
Yeah, awesome figure, be it hollow tubes or regular. The pose, the stance, the weapon. It's great. Limited on playability. Couldn't really have him running around in your Death Star or, on sort of in Hoth or Endor base or anything. But as figures go, it's great. And I think they've chosen the hand position on this particular figure perfectly so he can hold his stick and do the which I think is the best Walrus impression of the day. So there we go.
You could have him smashing up your land speeder.
Yeah, you totally could. You could have him. Yeah, you could have him going crazy with land speeder. You could have him doing all sorts of stuff on a Dewback. It's a great figure and rightfully in the top 5. So well done.
Well, 2 figures left for our top 5 then. And I'm coming to you, Pete. The 2nd place, Princess Leia Organa.
Well, yeah, it's a classic. But yeah, I love it. Pleased it's scored as high as it has. It's a brilliant sculpt. She looks brilliant in a pearlescent white outfit. Even got like nice white trousers, as you said, Stu. Quite hard to get hold of as a kid. But we see that as we go through the card backs, they get harder and harder to get. Yeah, it just really works. Really pings on all the card backs as well, especially on that Empire and that Jedi with a little flash of red. Yeah, rightfully deserved in 2nd place.
She is. And Dan, I'm coming to you. Number 1. I mean, the discussion was interesting, but it is a C-3PO. It is the Stormtrooper.
I had to pause then for a second. There would have been some tactical voting going on then. Jesus. Stormtrooper, iconic figure. I think when you think of Star Wars, one of the first things you probably think of is a Stormtrooper. Another figure that made its way the whole way through the range, never had any changes done to it. Great sculpt. Lack of articulation, only 4 points instead of 5, like many of the other figures, but I don't think that detracts too much from it. When you look at the armor and the way that they replicated that in the figure and blew it up to they've blown it up to 1-to-1 scale. Displays at shows, and I think mentioned Dave Tree had one in his shop. It's a superb toy, and well deserved first place in my mind.
Well, there is our top 10 then. So the top 5 was 5th Luke, 4th Darth Vader, 3rd is Sand People, 2 Princess Leia Organa, and 1 the Stormtrooper. Now, boys, it's quite interesting to see. There's from the 2 that were left out between all 4 of us and the listeners. There was four figures. The listeners left out Han and the Death Squad Commander. I had left out Kenobi in the Death Squad Commander, which was the same as no one. Dan, you had left out Death Squad Commander and Han, like the listeners. Jez, you had left out 3PO in the Death Squad Commander, and Pete had left out Kenobi and 3PO. Interestingly, the listeners added up. R2D2 was quite a clear winner and got an awful lot of votes. Let me just pull that up for 1 second, because they had voted it. I think he had got something like 32 votes. So quite a lot had put him to the top. Yeah, 32 votes he had taken, 18% of the vote, where the rest of us
slagged it off.
Pete, you had him in 10th, Dan and Jez had him in 9th, and I had him in 8th. So you can see that we were all pretty much on the same pathway of him. Stormtrooper, interestingly, the listeners and Jez had it in 2nd, and the rest of us had it in 1st. So an absolute.
What did Jez have in 1st? On Solo?
I have Han in 1st. I'm staggered. I'm staggered. The listeners. I mean, Dan, I'll understand, but listeners have put Han in the bottom 2. Sorry, can we just confirm what were the bottom 2? Was it 3PO and Death Squad Commander?
So in 11th would have been 3PO, and the 12th would have been the Death Squad Commander.
Yeah, so that was my bottom 2. Yeah.
Stu,
So
can I
with
just clarify something? Can I just clarify? If Jez hadn't voted for Han Solo as number 1, would it have been in the top 10?
If you took away Han's 10 points for that, yeah, it would have just scraped in ahead of 3PO.
Tactical
I wouldn't have given him no point.
Voting, that is Jez.
Yeah, it's not. It's
but
not
I had him.
voting.
I mean, Han was a big playing one for me as a kid. I had him in 6th. Pete had him in 8th. So there was backup points there.
There's no tactical vote there. I mean, because
of course there ain't.
Seriously, Han is just, when you look at it now, all things considered, you could have him sat in a speeder bike and his arm is still like shooting from the hip. It's amazing. Anyway,
I mean, if the listeners had Chewbacca a couple of places up, he would have jumped from 7th to probably 4th. The listeners had him in 10th.
Wow.
So
what?
Yeah, so that absolutely damaged Chewbacca. He only took 6 votes on the poll, so that was quite damaging for him. But yeah, the listeners had R2D2 1, Stormtrooper 2, Vader 3, Tusken 4, Luke 5, 3PO 6th, Jawa 7th, Leia 8th, Kenobi 9th, and Chewbacca 10th. So
I have a theory, Stu. When it comes down to the votes on the We Are Generation Skywalker Facebook page, people can see each other's votes, can't they? So one could think that there's an element of groupthink, maybe, potentially. I'm just saying, when we look at these things and reflect on future committees, it might be best if people just DM you. They slide into your DMs and give their top 10, because there could be an element of someone might be going, I'm gonna go for Han. I'm gonna go for Han, and then sees everyone else has given Han like not much. So
by the way, whenever you don't get your wages, you want to take the rules.
Can I also say, Jez, right? We had 188 votes for this. You can have them slide into your DMs because waiting for 188 votes without the automatic count. Yeah, there is our top 10, and I know everybody will be desperate to know, after Dan used all his chat up lines on Emma, what happened. Well, they did eventually marry, and I know for a fact that her response was to him after those 3 belting lines was, "If you think Chewbacca is hairy, wait until you see my Wookiee."
Oh my god! We'll listen to that on the way to Echo just before we bump into you at the hotel. Well,
boys, it's always good fun recording them. An easier topic because there was only so many options. You haven't done any research, but we will be back with more committees because they're always fun to record. Check out all our social media: Facebook page Generation Skywalker, or the community page where we do run the polls is We Are Generation Skywalker, and head over to Instagram and check out Generation Skywalker over there. But boys, it is for this one. Good night from Pete.
Good night, guys. Have a good one.
Good night from Daniel.
Good night.
And it is good night from Jez.
Good night, everyone. Always good to do another committee.
And it's good night from me. We are Generation Skywalker. All eras, all passions, all Star Wars. Bye.